Welcome to Reef and Pond Wise. It's an absolute gorgeous afternoon in the hobby, and today's video we're going to talk about filtration with the bog pond and how a bog pond can keep your water crystal clear like this. The bog pond is over on that section of the pond, and it's been about 60 days, coming up on 60 days since we started opening for the spring. So I'm going to share with you a couple of things. One is coming up on 60 days of being opened, how the filtration works and what that bog pond does to keep the water crystal clear. And I'll put a video link at the end of this video so you can see how this pond is transformed in less than 60 days going into the season. So the bog pond over there is designed for two reasons. One, it is a natural filtration for the pond as the water returns into the main pond, which is this section here, and then as you come over to the side of the bridge, this section over here. And what that bog pond is going to do is provide you with that feature, as well as aesthetically pleasing, kind of dressing up that waterfall, so that you've got some good texture and some good, really good biological filtration that takes place. So let me share with you what we have going on over here. The water actually filters through the root systems of a lot of those plants. And in the future, I'll do a video on some of the top aquatic plants that you want to consider for a bog pond. But in my case, I've got some wisteria, I've got some water lettuce, there's some hyacinth, irises, there's some succulents in there that are dripping over from the rock into the bog pond from the outside. And I've also got some creeping jenny as well as some lily pads. So it's pretty loaded in terms of the filtration. Now let me show you guys what actually happens when you take a closer look at the bog pond and what's happening as the water filters through this. So that is a cannon lily, which is one of my favorites. It's a beautiful tropical plant that grows like a weed, and it adds just beautiful color, a lot of nice texture in the bog pond. But here is the water lettuce. Now water lettuce will grow like a weed as well, and you can see the filtration that you get from the root system there. And as that water lettuce grows, I'm going to go ahead and transfer some of it into the main pond, and you're also going to be able to enjoy the spread of these plants in the pond, and they will actually help with the nutrient control, make sure that the algae's at bay, and they'll compete with the algae so that when the sun is beating down on this pond, which it does about 6 hours per day, we're going to use these water aquatic plants to combat the algae growth. So the great, just natural way to add some additional filtration into your pond, and in these hot days you certainly want that. But you can see some of the texture that we get with these aquatic plants. Now this iris here is a purple iris, and I went ahead and planted that outside of the pond this year. Typically I will take some of these plants and store the bulbs over the winter, like that one there. That's a beautiful yellow iris. That is a great contrasting color. And again, this will just add a lot of different texture to your bog pond. And not to mention the filtration. Let me show you another great example here with this water hyacinth. I bet you that this thing is probably, yep, I mean 10 inches, just that one plant, 10 inches of root system there. And that's what's filtering your water before it gets back into the main pond. So it's a very, very unique look. It just dresses up your pond. And if you look back at when we first started, this pond doesn't even look like it does now, especially because of the aquatic plants, some of the annuals that we planted outside the pond. And it just gives a natural kind of look to what you're viewing every day. And as that water comes off of that waterfall, that hot waterfall out of the return, it's just another what I would call like a final rinse, where the water's filtering naturally through all this vegetation back into your water. And again, if you're looking at the fish and you're seeing the clarity of the water, know that there is a lot of pond dye in this pond. And the reason that I use pond dye, as I mentioned before in previous videos, is to combat algae, make sure that it's contributing to the right ecosystem components, which also that Bog Pond is doing at the moment. And you can see that that water is filtering very quickly through the natural vegetation that we planted or placed in the bog pond. So beautiful, I think. If you found value so far in this video, give me a thumbs up or a like, and let me know in the comment section if there's something that you guys do in a bog pond, what you might consider doing in terms of water quality and keeping your water crystal clear. And until next time, guys, anybody can build a pond, but it takes someone special to keep one, and that someone special is you.